there. We are here with Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Cheers.
Cheers. This might be tea. This might be vodka. We never know what it is.
I think the tag hanging off of it means it's tea.
Yeah, that's just a decoy. This is what I put in my whiskey every morning. I put like this little tag thing to see, people not to understand what's going on. How are you? How's it going?
It's going well. I've just it's been real busy. Everybody's stuck at home, so they're all just single and jerking off instead on Tinder.
That's perfect. Haven't seen you since Lisbon.
Yeah.
Feels like an
It's
eternity.
and it's well, like when we were in Lisbon, we're all like, why'd like half of everybody cancel? Why is everybody freaking out? Then we're all like getting home, and it's really starting to kick off.
Yeah. Have you been
So
have you been on lockdown since you got back?
yeah, San Francisco was one of the first three big cities to the lockdown. It's been soft. There's still a lot of people that like are out during the day and at parks and stuff like that, but the police are out a lot, so anytime crowds start gathering, they start breaking them up.
Tell me a bit about who you are, what you're doing for the people that don't know you.
So I've worked on the paysite side of the industry for almost 10 years now. I used to work at Gamma. I did a couple years at Kank, and for the past 2 years, I've been doing private consulting. Everybody from Evil Angel to James Dean and FPN Cash, Webmaster Central. Done some stuff with Naughty America and a few other big brands. I mostly offer SEO services, business development, affiliate management, general marketing guidance from my times at the larger companies.
That's cool. How do you distribute your time between the pay sites that you work with?
By how much they pay me. No, I mean, I work on average between 55 and 70 hours a week, but since I work from home, I can kind of structure it however I want. During the day, usually, because I live on the west coast of the U.S., I have to be up around 7, 8 every morning to make sure I get the people in Europe before they leave the office for the day. Then I usually take about an hour break, walk my dog, come back, work till 4 or so, take another 2-hour break, and then once everybody's offline for the day, that's when I do like my busy work. Like if I have to do any video editing or content copywriting, when nobody's going to be bothering me on Skype, I can just do all the busy work at night.
That sounds perfect. So this whole lockdown thing didn't affect you that much since you're not in an office space.
No, I mean it was nice when I had the option sometimes to go to a co-working space or meet up with a few other tech industry people here in the Bay. Like we would sometimes just go work in each other's homes, just to break it up a little bit.
That sounds fun. What about your personal life? How did this COVID thing affect you?
So I just moved back to San Francisco last October, and it kind of immediately went into the holiday season. Then it went into the show season of January and everything. So it was super busy. I have some friends here that I made when I was working at Kank and living here prior to my year in LA. So it hasn't affected much other than no dating really. And yeah, it's a little harder to make friends right now, but such is life. But otherwise, I've just been working on my new place and taking as many dog walks as I can.
Okay, so have you seen any I don't know changes in the pay side and the behavior of the members of I don't know traffic or so and so?
For sure. I mean, this is the economy end of the coronavirus. It's very reminiscent of what happened in 2008 when the tubes really started to take over. People didn't have a lot of money, and so they gravitated towards free and pirated options. Now, 10 years later, 12 years later, the industry is much better equipped and has relationships with all these tubes and different ways to monetize, like ad sharing revenue on Pornhub Premium, things like that. So we're still able to promote the brand even if people don't have as much free money for a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
We're running different sales, different tests. we're trying to work with other pay sites to do bundles, which is something Mr. Skin and Gamma have had a lot of success with over the year, doing bundle deals. So a lot of pay sites are really trying to get into more of that, to kind of just, we're all in this together. It's a much smaller industry than 10 years ago. And so pay sites are they're doing well, but it's not necessarily all subscription revenue.
Okay. Do you think it's a smaller industry than it was 10 years ago?
I mean, from I started going to the shows about 5 years ago, and it's gotten significantly smaller in the past 5 years.
Okay.
I haven't been on the business facing side my whole time in the industry. At Gamma, I was mostly in office doing like internal marketing and things like that. But from the stories I heard, like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 attendee shows with tons of affiliates, even in the late 2010s or whatever, early 2000s. Yeah, it's gotten a lot smaller, a lot more intimate. You have companies like MindGeek and Gamma and the company behind X Videos buying all of these properties. So everything's just kind of consolidating into smaller and smaller groups.
Tell me a bit of what's happening now on FPN Cash. What's going on there?
So late last year, we launched our Anal Network, which is Analyzed as the flagship brand, and then 6 different niche subsites, so interracial, MILF, teen, amateur. That's been doing really, really well. We've been seeing like regular month-over-month growth there, just for the amount of content we're able to put out, the amount of updates per week. We're going to be launching a new site in the next 2 weeks, so that's fun. We've been working a lot on that.
What's the site called? Tell me everything. I want to know everything.
I can't tell you yet. We haven't launched it yet. There's nothing to see. But it'll be out. We'll do the full hoopla, the announcement. We've been working a lot on our free tours, our members area, doing a lot of cleanups. We spent a lot of the last half of last year testing different layouts, ad zones, user experience, join flow, everything, and now we're implementing all of those, all the changes and what the data told us to do.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
How easy is it to do marketing in the adult industry?
I guess it all depends. If you have a very niche, very specific fetish audience, it's both easy and hard. You're never going to get the volume, but you will if you're doing well at what you do, you'll get very loyal users. When you make more general content, for example, for anal, it's a lot harder because there's so many sites out there that focus on anal, like Evil Angel, Tushy, Analyzed, True Anal. The competition's that much wider, so you need to have something to draw them in, which is either like the size of your library, the amount of updates, the quality of your content or cinematography. Tushy really focuses on that, whereas Analyze focuses more on this really good quality hardcore anal with popular stars. So it depends on what your audience wants.
Okay. Well, teach me. I wanna start working for pay sites and doing their thing. I wanna take your job. Teach me. How do I do SEO? How do I do the best SEO for a pay site?
God, that's competitive. When I started at Gamma, it was one of the first things I was working on. It was a time when most of the industry believed that Google was out to get them. Google was not going to play nice with pay sites. And so they weren't trying, which is what enabled the tubes to be so successful at SEO, because nobody had, one SEO specialist at the company. But doing SEO is all just about learning, reading. It's checking all of the mainstream SEO sites to see what new algorithms are coming out, what new strategies people are using, making sure you're filling your site with the correct keywords that people are searching for. I know a lot of sites out there love to get really creative in their content writing, but if you're not using words that people are searching for, you're never going to get those people.
That's true.
And yeah, it's having a dedicated person to comb through all of the keywords that are attracting people to your site, strengthening those, seeing which ones you're not ranking for that your competitors are. Yeah, it's a lot.
How important is an SEO person in a company?
Depends on the size of your company. Obviously, it is and can be a full-time job. If you're a smaller team, just having a base knowledge, I mean, because it's no secret anymore, the basics you need to have on your site to rank well. And Google even puts out best practices for all different kinds, for mobile, for desktop, for local. So if you're able to follow even just the basics, you'll outrank most people that aren't paying attention to it at all, or aren't trying. But it's the most important source of traffic. You don't have to pay for it other than the person you're paying to do it or the time you're taking to do it. You don't have to pay an affiliate. You don't have to pay another paysite. Nothing. It's all yours, and almost always has the highest user value because these are users that are directly searching for your brand. For
your brand, exactly. Yeah. So what did you, being stuck at home and not, I mean, I know that you're not this party animal going to clubs and I don't know what, but usually people, cheers again, my whiskey. So people stuck at home now, they're all living this, I know fitness is my passion life, starting to do, I don't know what, crochet or whatever. Have you learned a new skill? Have you done something interesting? Have you started cooking? I don't know. What's new?
Oh, I've always cooked pretty regularly. I love cooking.
Oh,
Been doing a lot more meal prep since I only go buy groceries once a week, and I don't want anything to go bad. So I'll cook it all. That way I have it all laid out. As trendy as it is on Instagram right now, I tried baking bread a couple times.
how did that go?
Came out. The second one came out good. The first one I learned some lessons. Other new skills? No, not really. I've been working on a lot of like personal like web projects, just launching some affiliate sites, some SEO sites, both in and out of porn. Been working on my guest room a lot, so just assembling furniture, hanging pictures,
Okay.
painting.
So once this thing is done, we're coming to your place. You're having
Come
a
on,
party.
I've got plenty of whiskey, plenty of wine.
I know
You can
you're a
bring the
big fan of whiskey. I know you're a big fan of whiskey. How did this I don't know, pleasure start? How did this hobby, let's say, start?
I don't know. It was something. So I didn't start drinking until like months after I turned 21. I never had like a drink. I love whiskey. I love the history of it. I love the diversity in it. Much like wine or beer or anything, there's a huge worldwide diversity in different tastes and types of whiskey, which I just found fascinating, and the craft of it and how it's evolved over 250 years.
What would you say is
And
the best, like your top three whiskeys?
top three, Eagle Rare. It's the first nice whiskey I ever bought myself, and it's still the quality's excellent. Let's see what else. I would say for Scotch, it would definitely be Ardbeg. So it's a really heavy, smoky, like really, you taste like you're drinking a campfire, and I really like that.
Yeah, like who wouldn't want to drink a campfire?
It's got the burn, the smoke. And then there's a very top shelf one called Thomas H. Handy, and it's a rye whiskey, and it's really really good.
That's well, thank you. I'll probably forget all of these, but it's perfect that you told me. So I'll
When you
look.
come visit, you can try all of them.
Okay, perfect. Can you do a rusty nail?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What's your favorite
Yeah.
part about it? Like, what's your favorite part about going to trade shows?
I mean, the business side of me says, doing good business. It's really nice to catch up with people face to face and see what they've been working on. But also seeing my friends that I get to see 2, maybe 3 times a year. It's experiencing new places with them, like being able to go out and just continue building relationships and new friendships. Like you and I hung out for the first time this year, and just
Yeah.
I think you and I come from a group of really good people in this industry that like other good people around.
I think it's safe to say that this industry is a lot. like a family. So you also like you do have some, cousins, far away cousins that you don't talk to that much, or you're not, you don't enjoy them at Thanksgiving dinner or something. But usually it's still this very close family spirit
For sure.
with everyone. You haven't been to Bucharest Summit. You are coming this year because it is happening. It is happening. It must happen.
If the
Uh,
borders are open, I'll be there.
I know. We talked about it. You're gonna be there. I'm so excited to have you there. But what are your expectations from the show? What do you want to see? Who do you want to meet? Who do you want to approach you?
So this will be actually my first cam focused show. Um,
Not kind of
more
cam,
cam.
but yeah.
The shows I generally attend, like European Summit, XBiz, etc., are a mix. And I really do want to get more both into the cams and dating side of the industry. I think there's a lot of value there that I could bring, both as a consultant and for my clients. I'm always looking for new deals and new offers. Love retargeting pixels for ad networks. Any ad networks that offer that, I'm always looking for more retargeted options. And overall, I want to meet new people. I may not be able to do business with you today, but the amount of people I've met in this industry that I've just networked with, formed a relationship, and 2 years later, I'm like, hey, I've got something for you now, or hey, I need your services now. I think not enough people place value on that. I hear a lot of talk about like, oh God, I got to go to another billing meeting, or oh, I got to go, try to meet with this ad company. But you never know when they're gonna release a new product or release a new smart links or new options it's exactly what you've been searching for.
Absolutely.
So,
It's constantly changing, constantly adapting. You need to, the networking is so important, knowing what's up, knowing what's happening with the companies and meeting them
yeah,
face to face. Meeting them face to face. This is very important as well.
because I mean, the struggles that I deal with in pay sites are not the same struggles other people deal with. Also, the rules and regulations or advancements in technology that a company may bring that because they work in a different side of the industry, haven't thought about the application to pay sites and like what they could do with it if they just made some tweaks. So having those conversations with people is so valuable, even if you can't do business right then.
Absolutely. Create that connection, create that networking, expand it, increase it, enlarge it, grow it. I don't know.
For sure.
Throw a pill in there, make it big.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Yeah. Shout out to Blue Chew. Send them to everyone. Okay, so what do you think we should all learn from this pandemic, both personally and professionally?
Listen to scientists. Stop listening to politicians that are fucking paid by businesses and trying to do that. Listen to scientists, listen to doctors, stay the fuck home. Because you're not just putting yourself at risk, you're putting others at risk. Professionally, I mean, something I've been saying pretty regularly for the past couple of years is we're in what I consider heading into the third wave of online porn, which has been totally taken over and taken back by the performers. Cams are bigger than ever. Amateur produced content is bigger than ever. And giving these performers, number one, the respect they deserve as business people, as workers, and two, starting conversations with all of them, and not just self-serving ones like, hey, promote my brand, or hey, come shoot for us. But you rely on them. They're the next generation of both business people in this industry and content creators. Like, I see so many platforms opening up now that accept them and are really trying to work with them on it. Like Naughty America Plus is a perfect example. It's no different than like Pornhub Premium or a Pornhub model program. Content creators can upload their content. They can choose how to sell it, either subscription or VOD. But more pay sites are getting into the game, and this will create opportunities for cam girls and models to paid performances, you know, or whatever, or working more strategically with brands. So I think learning that in these times when studios can't produce their own content, building relationships with these amateur content creators is going to be a huge part of their next strategy over the next 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a very good input. It's a very good strategy. Hope you guys are listening because this is some gold here. Thank you so much, Jesse. Okay, thank you so much, Jesse, and have an awesome day. And see you soon.